Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love MMA as much as I do. For Paulo Costa to beat Robert Whittaker, excuse me, I just had a pre-workout. That stuff is strong. Paulo Costa needs to close distance, but emphasis on closing distance with Whittaker's back to the cage. Because if you're in the center of the cage, or not quite up against the cage with Whittaker's back, Whittaker is liable to pull you in close and trip you up with your legs, go for takedowns like he has in the past, and take you down and get on top of you and control you. So for Costa, he needs to avoid that. He needs to make sure he's pressing forward and limiting Whittaker's ability to jump back and forth. And the best way to do that is to have Whittaker's back against the cage, pull him into the clinch. No, he does need to go into a clinch. He needs to have his back up against the cage and look for a slugfest and get the best of it. If a slugfest were to occur, my money's on Costa getting the better of it, especially with someone getting knocked out. For Paulo, he does not need to grapple with Whittaker. He doesn't need to have this fight to the ground. That would be his best case scenario of winning. I say that's very tough for him, and I'm not picking him to win because Whittaker has shown that he can win a 5-round fight and get hit real hard and still win the fight. He did it with Joel Romero twice in back-to-back title fights. Excuse me. And I know Costa beat Romero, but Romero hadn't gone through those fights with Whittaker. So for Costa, he needs to be at his absolute best. He needs to be at tip-top shape, meaning he needs to be prepared for a possible 5-round fight. And if Costa wins this fight, he'll get a knockout because, again, Whittaker's been knocked out twice now. And I know it's been the best middleweights, Dricus and Izzy, but he still has been knocked out. So, again, for Costa, he needs to limit Whittaker's movement, keep him from doing this like he likes to do, jumping in and out and confusing people. And he needs to pressure him, get in his face, and put his back against the cage. While Whittaker has been known to finish people on the feet in the past, he's been most likely to win the fight by picking you apart for a long time and getting a decision over you by outstriking you and outclassing you. That's how I see that fight going. However, if Costa were to win, one more time, I know I've said it over and over, but I'll say it again because it's my channel. I can kind of say what I want. Back against the cage, that way you can jump in, but you can't really go anywhere. And he needs to look for some left and right hooks. And he needs to mix up his striking attack. For Costa, his best case scenario, fake the hook, go to the body. And when you go to the body, it's possible he might need 3 rounds to be patient. Go to the body to where you weaken up, you soften up that spot. Like Cormier was with Stipe, where you get softened up down there to where you're not defending up here anymore. And not because you get knocked out necessarily, but you get worn down to the body. And then you get clipped so much up here to where you just start going down. So Costa wins. I see it being a late second, early mid 3rd round TKO victory. A lot like how Stipe beat Cormier, minus the need for adjustments. That's what he'll do with Whittaker. Pick him apart, stay in his face, have his back up against the cage, and cut off any angles to where Whittaker can escape and regain his composure, because he's going to get rocked in this fight a few times even if things go Whittaker's way 100%. And Costa just needs to pick his shots, and when he picks his shots, he needs to make them count. Again, body, face, mix it up a little bit, as he has more power than Whittaker does, obviously. So, yeah, 3rd round TKO if Costa gets it done.